Okay, I'm recording now, I guess. Wait, am I recording now?
Yes, you are.
Ah,
I can
okay,
see on my
yes,
screen.
yes, okay, all right. So the idea, people, is that, as I said before, we started last week with the Trayecto Formativo Complementario, right? I shared with you this tentative schedule. And so today, and so last week, I asked you to start preparing your e-portfolio, right? And the e-portfolio is the compilation, the collection of your work in this case, right? So I asked you to start revisiting and revising the materials and the tasks we used last year, and to complete the tasks that you were not able to complete, or the tasks that you feel need improvement and some corrections, right? And to do that, you need to create a document in your Drive and share it with me to this email address, okay? Some of you started working with that, which is great. Some others are still in the process, right? And from time to time, I open them and I see where you are, and if you have doubts or if you need to pay attention to certain aspects, right, of certain tasks. And then I'm sharing with you here the meeting, last week's meeting, okay, in order to kind of revise what we said last week. Then, what do we have for today? Well, for today, for this week, we are going to start working with a text and a reading guide. And here, you've got the link for our next Zoom meeting, which is going to be the 31st. That would be a Wednesday 31st at 6:30. Okay, so you have everything kind of planned for next week too. So if you went to the classroom, you can access the text we are going to read and the reading guide for this text. Some of you already worked with this text. Some of you didn't. So can you see the different screens? I'm passing from one screen to another. Can you see that?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a PDF, and this is the text that we are going to work with. I strongly advise you print this text, right? You have it, you have a hard copy of the text, because in that way you will be able to underline, mark, comment on the margins, okay? So even if I'm all the time saying that we need to be careful not to print and not to, or overprint and save ink and paper and all that, in this case, I urge you to print the text and be able to underline some words or make comments on the margin, right? Use different colors to, then we are going to see, give or identify and give the different hierarchy to the information, okay? So this is the text we are going to use. And this is the reading guide. Yes, with all the tasks or the activities that we need to fulfill or complete. Now, this document can't be modified. You aren't, I mean, you do not have permission to modify the document, to write on the document, because it is only one document for all of you. So what you need to do is to download it into your computer in a Word format and answer the questions there. As you can see, the instructions, first of all, you are going to find the instructions and then space provided for you to answer. Okay? Yes, people?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what we can start by doing task 1, at least point number 1 and 2 and 3, right? But mostly what I want to do with you today is to work with some reading strategies, right? So if we paid attention to the text, let's see, we are kind of, I showed you the text before. As you can see, this is not the original text, right? It's been slightly modified in order to fit the screen. But I guess that I included the link at the end. No, but I can give you the link, right? For you to check it. So just by looking at this text, right? My first question is, if you have to answer, as you should answer, this point 2, it says, put the strategies into practice and complete the chart. The question is, what reading strategies? I mean, you have to complete this chart. The title, the author, the source, the date of publication, the type of text, keywords, right? As we usually do. Sorry. So my question is, which reading strategies do you need to put into practice in order to anticipate the text and complete this chart? That's the task, first of all, right? So let's talk a little bit on about reading strategies. See, yes, Karen, you wanted to say something.
Yes, we have to read it to skim and understand the text. That is the reading strategies. That are the reading strategies.
Okay, all right. So the idea is, what we are going to do is to put into practice 2 reading strategies, right? When we describe the reading strategies, we are going to say that the strategies are skimming and scanning, right? So 2 reading strategies, skimming and scanning. Do you remember the difference between skimming and scanning?
I think that scan is going into details.
Okay.
That is scan like a printer.
Okay, like a scanner. Exactly, like a scanner, right? Like a scanner. The scanner reads different, as you said, details, right? Different dots and bits of information. That's a scan. Okay, scanning. All right. And so skimming. What's skimming?
As reading.
You
just want the main idea. You're not looking for details.
Okay, let's see, Lucila, explain a little bit more.
I feel like it is fast reading. You just try to get a main idea. You're not exactly looking for very important details.
No, not yet, not yet, not yet. This would be later. Rachel, do you remember skimming and scanning? Karen said that scanning is to kind of look for details, right? For specific information.
I thought the same as Lucila, that is skimming
Yes.
is to look in all
Well,
the
look-
whole text to get to
Okay,
the main idea and
But it's not to get the main
reading the
idea.
whole.
Okay, all right, be careful, people. The
Could I
thing
just
is,
be to look for general information?
okay, that's it. That's it.
Like if
And it's to look for
one is for details, the other one has to be for just general
general information. When we skim the text, is to just, is what we said, is the first look. Es el pantallazo general. So we are not really reading. We are kind of analyzing, right? So if you, let's go to the text, right? Let's go to the text. So we are not reading here, but we have a look at the title, the photograph, these words here, the text. I mean, everything is a text, but I mean, the words, the paragraphs, another photograph, another one, this here, then you're going to tell me what they are. So what can you tell me about this text? What, I mean, what, this is the skimming section, right? The skimming practice. We skim the surface, all right? So we perceive the kind of text, the title, the photographs. So what have we been doing? We are analyzing what? What is all this? Analyzing the
context, no, the format.
we don't call it format, Karen.
The
The
genre.
structure?
Okay, the structure, more or less the structure of the text. No, it's the
Paratext.
the paratext. We are analyzing the paratext. People is, I mean, today I feel that I'm pulling teeth here. Eh?
We're starting from zero, my gosh.
But the issue is we can't start from zero here. It's not just, I mean, this is a kind of round off period. So please, please, okay? So through scanning, we can check the paratext, analyze the paratext. So by analyzing the paratext, what kind of information can we get here? Juan? John Oliver, can you listen to me? No, he can't. So let's see. Who else? Let's see, Flor.
So my internet is
Flor.
very bad. It can.
Oh yes, Velu just send me a message and tell me to tell you that her internet connection is really bad and that's why she's not in the meeting anymore.
Okay, okay. So, Flor?
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, the question is, what have we learned by analyzing the paratext, by looking at the paratext?
Well, we can see women, so the text is related to women, perhaps, or maybe. I have a question. I don't have access to this text.
Why not? I mean, you should have. If you click here,
I need to send you to you.
Yes, when you click on the link, yeah, it asks for access.
Okay, okay, I'm going to change it. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can change it now. Yeah. Let me have it. Okay. You tell me, I mean, give it a minute, right? Then refresh your page, refresh the page, and then see if you can have a look at it. If you can download it. Anyway, the question is, I mean, from what you see on the screen, can you see the screen of the first page of the text? Can you?
Yes,
Okay.
only the picture. Yes.
Only a picture. You can't see the title and the first and this.
The title, yes.
The title, a picture, the first page.
And all these, the information at the very beginning, right? The first page. You are looking at the first
page one. Basically.
Okay, page one. Okay. So what kind of, again, I repeat, what kind of information do we get from this first page?
Well, we can see that it is an article.
That it is?
It's an article, probably. It's taken from the BBC's website, or at least something related to the BBC.
All right. Okay.
It's not a physical print in a diary, and not a diary, but a newspaper. That's the word I was looking for. It's probably about women. We can tell that.
Wait, Dante, wait a minute. When you said it's probably it's an article and it is from the BBC, why do you say that probably it's an article?
Well, that's something the BBC would publish.
Okay, so what is the BBC? What is the BBC?
It is a I don't have the word for it right now, but it is a news chain. I think that's
okay. That's it. Okay, I want everybody from next class to tell me what BBC stand for.
The
right?
British.
What does BBC?
Something.
Okay, look it up. Then you look it up, right? So what does BBC stand for?
British Broadcasting something.
Yes, it's a broadcasting company, right?
Yeah, that's what the word I was looking for.
Okay, it's a broadcasting company. So definitely, when we read something from the BBC,
Broadcasting Corporation.
Okay, all right. When we read something from the BBC, and there is BBC One and BBC Two and whatever, when we read something from the BBC, we expect to find either pieces of news or articles, right? Expository articles, opinion articles, right? And as you said before, some of you said before, this is taken from the website. How do we know it is from the website? Because of the icons. Because of the icons and the different tabs that you can click and hit on them in order to access different pages, okay? You also have a place to search information.
A search bar, yeah.
Pardon, Dante?
It's called a search bar, yeah.
Okay, the search bar. And of course, there what you have is the title, right? We do not have the title, but the title, we can see the title of this piece of writing. There's a photograph, right? A big photograph in order to introduce the topic. And then it's followed by other photographs. And apparently the text is divided into sections, right? As you can see, there is a section that is called private funding, initial success, very disappointed, partially redeemed. And then at the end of the article, we also have some icons here. Please pay attention to the vocabulary. This is the vocabulary that we need to use in order to describe a text, right? So there are some icons here. What do these icons represent? What do these icons stand for?
You are able to share this article in
Yes.
whatever of those,
Share icon
I don't know, yeah.
Okay.
for social
click.
media. Yeah.
Okay, that you can share this article or this text
They're at the top as well.
through social media by email, first of all, then you can share it through Twitter, Facebook. What is in?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn. Yes, this is LinkedIn, right? So you share it, right? And then it says share this story on Facebook, Google Plus, or Twitter, and then the icons. Okay, so it's very important that you, I mean, our first approach to the text should be this kind of approach. We need to kind of see the whole picture first, analyze the whole text, anticipate meaning, start building meaning little by little. Because as you said before, you know what the BBC is, right? Okay, now the thing is, we need to go a step further. That is, put your ideas into words. Try to explain it, because you need to explain to your students. Okay? Good. And then we said the title, right? The title is here. The pioneering female astronauts who never saw space. The pioneering female astronauts who never saw space. These never saw space relate to this idea of initial success, very disappointed, partially redeemed, right? These subtitles are connected to the title. So what do you think happened to these women?
Well, they were going to, sorry, I'll shut up for a second. I'll let
No, come on, Dante. Dante, you give me
No,
your
so,
idea. Give me your idea, and then
all right.
Camila gives us.
Right. So I think from what we can get from the title that these women, they were going to be, well, pioneers. They were going to be groundbreaking in that field. They were going to be the first women to go into space, but then for some reason they weren't able to. I think I heard the word funding somewhere, and you know, money maybe was a cost. So I think it's somewhere around there.
Okay. Okay. So perhaps these women were trained to be astronauts, right?
Yeah.
They were supposed to, but then something happened and they
weren't
didn't
able to
go. Perhaps. Okay. Good. Camila, what was your idea?
I was going to say the same.
Okay, say it with your own words. Come on, I want to listen to you.
I'm sorry.
No, that's perfect, people. That's perfect. Come on.
Okay, so they are a group of people, of women who were originally meant to go to space at some point, but who never got the opportunity to go to space.
Exactly. All right, good.
And we can see that it's well organized, the sub-ideas and the supporting material, like they go through a test and they say very disappointed, initial success and very disappointed. They are explaining how they feel in that moment.
Okay.
That is a good way or a good election to write or to get an improved text.
Okay. Okay. So what you mean, Karen, is that by reading the subtitles, you can even help develop Camila's and Dante's hypothesis, right? That something happened, that there was kind of private funding. You know what funding is? money, right? Private funding, right?
Yes.
And there was some kind of initial success. The thing is that in the title it says female astronauts who never saw space. So what we know is that these women never went to space. So apparently there was some kind of initial success in the program, but then came disappointment.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they even got their astronaut picture taken and all with the suits.
Exactly.
And
Have
they
a
were
look at,
about to go into space.
Imagine
Or at least that's
the
what it seems, yeah.
disillusion and the
Like you're just
disappointment.
right about to go into space and then you can't go. That must suck.
Exactly.
But, you know,
Exactly.
the way it works, I suppose.
Let's read the other subtitle. It says, at the height of the space race, a group of highly skilled female pilots trained to go to space, but never made it into orbit. Sarah Kruder investigates, right? So who wrote the article?
Sarah Kruder.
Sarah Kruder, right?
Krudas.
Sarah Kruder, okay? So, I'm sorry, here. So, if we need, when we answer the first question, it says, which reading strategies would you use in order to anticipate? Well, we said, we would use skimming and scanning strategies in order to get the general idea, not the main idea, but the general idea of what the text is about, the kind of text, that means the genre of the text, to see them or to anticipate the theme of the text, the title, the author, which is Sarah Kruder, right? The source, the BBC website, the date of publication. Do you remember date of publication, people?
February the 2015.
Okay, that's it, right? That is the 5th of February 2015. Then the type of text, and as we said before, it's an expository text, right? It's not a piece of news, it's expository text.
It came out pretty late. I mean, those pictures look pretty old. It came out in 2015, yes.
Well, yes,
okay, all right. It's not something, exactly.
Yes,
It's not something
said,
that's happening now, okay?
Yes.
All right.
It says at some point in the text in the height of the space race. So that's the 70s, 60s.
Okay, the 60s and 70s, all right.
Yeah,
and then the keywords, right? Which are the keywords for you? So definitely, we can start by female astronauts. Female astronauts, it's a key phrase, right? Then you have to think about it and choose one or two more. Like, let's see, try to pick up 5 keywords, right? Just 5 keywords by skimming and scanning. The idea is not that you start reading the text from start to finish, right? The first time you face the text, you approach the text. First of all, anticipate the text, prepare the context, because that's going to, I mean, if you do that, if you have an idea of what the text is about, if you have your hypothesis, that means that you are building meaning, okay? So, so far for the first 2 questions. So for next meeting, which is going to be Wednesday, the 31st, I mean, we are going to work with point number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? You try to solve the first part, all task 1, which is reading and discourse analysis, for this text. And then we are going to check and discuss and talk about this in our next meeting. Okay? You can work, encourage you to work in groups or in pairs, working groups and in pairs. Now, all this, what you have to do is to download the reading guide and copy and paste it in your portfolio. You have to put everything in your portfolio, okay? So while you are working with the revision and revisiting on the previous stuff, continue working with this, but in your portfolio. Everything has to be there, okay? Yes? So you have a week. There's a week for you to work. You have a time, right? You have a week to do that. Okay, people?
And also to finish what we owe from the previous year.
Of course. I mean, the portfolio, I mean, you have to, that's why, Karen, what I told you the other day is that you need to work a lot because you need to be up to date with what we dealt with in 2020. And here, I'm not including new topics, people. What we are doing is revisiting and putting into practice what we saw before. All right? So reading strategies, type of text, paratext, analysis of paratext, all that should be like, okay? Yes? And imagine that an oral exam is very similar to this. And if I have to pull teeth like today, you won't pass, okay? If I have to ask you questions and ask you more questions, and I mean, you won't pass. You need to be able to talk. You need to be able to express your ideas using the technical vocabulary, the lexis that is required for a second-year student at the TTC, okay? Yes? Well, people,
yes.
Good. Questions? Do you have questions?
It's not a question, but may I have a word with you after the meeting? Just a minute?
Yes, yes. Okay, we finish with that? Yes. Okay. What else?
I can see the text, it's okay, but not the guide.
Not the guide.
Not the guide.
Why? Why? Let's see. Wait a minute.
Have access. Says I don't know why.
What does your screen say?
El acceso denegado.
I need to ask you for access, but I can see it.
Okay, let me check.
I don't know.
Compartir. I'm sharing. So. Okay, I guess that now you should be able to, you won't be able to write on it, right? Because you don't have,
Okay. Yes, it's okay. Perfect.
okay, good, good. I'm sorry, people, but I've been working with so many videos and documents and sharing so much information, right? So, Lou, the moment the communication breaks, you use the same link and we join. I mean, I have 5 minutes because then I have another class, okay?
Okay, yeah, that's okay. That's
all right.
That's enough.
People, any other
thanks.
questions? No? Okay, see you on Wednesday the 31st. Okay?
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Lou, let's use the
Should I leave and get in again? Okay.
Leave and